Research Center study found that for the first time the workplace included more millennials, nearly 54 million, than baby boomers, nearly 53 million, or members of Generation X, just under 45 million. With so many younger employees joining the workforce, one might assume that the median age of U.S. workers was decreasing. Surprisingly, that is not the case. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS, at the U.S. Department of Labor, in 2004 the median working age was 40.3 years, but in 2014 it had climbed to 41.9 years, and by 2024 it is expected to hit 42.4 years. Interestingly, although the millennial numbers are far greater than the current figures of earlier generations, the BLS report states that the average annual growth rate of the 55 years and older group is projected to be 1.8%, more than 3 times the rate of growth of the overall labor force, adding that the group's share of the labor force is anticipated to increase from 21.7% in 2014 to nearly 25% in 2024. These projections indicate that not only will baby boomers continue to work alongside their current Generation X and millennial colleagues, but that they will still be around when Generation Z join the workforce. That is potentially good news for companies experiencing a shortage of workers, particularly in skilled trades. But when 3 or even 4 generations are sharing the office, getting everyone to work together toward a common goal becomes even more challenging. Senior leaders, managers, and HR professionals need to be prepared to manage a workforce spanning multiple generations with wildly different ideas about work ethic, work-life balance, and long-term career goals, among many other issues. Each age cohort brings its own expectations, goals, motivations, and experiences into the office every day, and company leaders, managers, and human resources executives who want to succeed must understand those differences in order to minimize conflict and create a productive workplace. The changing nature of leadership. As the Loretta Lynn song says, we've come a long way, baby. Over the past half-century or so, workplace practices and expectations have changed dramatically, and for the better. When the first baby boomers entered the workforce, they were taught that leaders give orders, ensure that the orders are followed, and deal with employees who don't comply. The dictatorial leader is rapidly disappearing from today's workplace, though, having been replaced by leaders who are expected to build partnerships, both inside and outside the organization, a shift in leadership styles that recognizes that coalition building can be more effective for companies than rigid control. Does this shift mean that a manager can't make decisions unless all of his or her direct reports agree with them? Of course not. It does mean, though, that employees of any age will expect to have input on decisions that affect them, and that the lack of such input will significantly diminish their commitment to accomplishing the company's goals. The changing expectations for company leaders are also being shaped by the fact that employees of all ages lack trust in corporate America. During the 1980s, baby boomers and Generation X lost that trust during the heyday of building shareholder value through layoffs, when even healthy companies joined the downsizing movement in order to increase their market shares. Millennials, too, aren't exhibiting great faith in the business world today, and if these trends continue, this lack of trust is likely to still be around when Generation Z begins to enter the workforce. Regardless of the decade or the generation, though, this lack of trust and the resulting lack of strong loyalty to a company can affect everyone negatively, particularly when employees favor pursuing career advancement elsewhere over staying with their current organizations. In order to prevent that exodus, managers need to figure out how to adapt to changing expectations about employee loyalty.